What's going on? It's Trending Story. If it's your first time here and you wanna find new fact that'll definitely make you smarter and more well informed, make sure to subscribe and active the notifications bell so you don't miss anything.
Leah has developed a very strong relationship with her owner's father. When she didn't see him return, she knew something was wrong. Dogs can develop emotional bonds with their family in a short time. When the affection is mutual, it's difficult to separate them. So Leah, this tender German shepherd, cannot detach her from her grandfather after he was only temporarily spending a few days at his house. All animals can be equally loyal if you bond with them, as I've recently witnessed myself. You have a soul pet somewhere in the world. When you interact with many animals, someday you realize that one particular animal, maybe someone's pet or a wild animal, just falls in love with you. There might be others showing equal or more compassion to the animal, but the animal gets very excited and humbled around you. That's your soul pet, be it a dog or a lion. So dogs aren't the only loyal ones out there. But since dogs have been one of man's most oldest pets, we seem to bond well with dogs as compared to other animals. And that's why we notice their loyalty more. Dogs have evolved from wolves. In times when humans were hunter-gatherers, humans needed protection from the wild animals, and wolves needed food. Humans started to give food to wolves, who didn't harm them, who in turn led them to hunt wild animals. It's true that the majority of animals tend to not have any kind of loyalty towards their partners after mating. If so, nature surprises us with breeds of animals that form lifelong bonds, so you may ask yourself what animal is loyal and what's the most faithful animal. If you love your dog with a devotion that may rival how you feel about any person, but does your dog feel the same way about you? When your dog gazes up at you adoringly, is that genuine dog devotion, or is he simply wondering when you'll serve him his next meal? If you ever wonder if those doggy kisses and cuddles are simply meant to butter up his meal ticket, don't worry. The bond you share with your dog is indeed mutual, and dog loyalty is very healthy. When it comes to fidelity, we cannot leave out the dogs. Statistically speaking, they're the most faithful and loyal animals on the planet. This time the level of loyalty exceeds our expectations. This dog was waiting for its owner to return from the hospital. The faithful adventure started when she decided to take her dogs to live with her father for a while. But in the end, the time extended more than expected. What was a simple vacation changed forever. Turns out she fell in love with the time she spent with her parents. One day, she could not stay in the hospital to accompany her husband when he's ill. When she got home, she realized that she was not the only one worried about her husband. Her dog was waiting at the door, very sad. When we see the image, there's not much to say. This image says more than 1,000 words. There's no doubt that dogs are the most faithful friends humans have. But the story of this little dog who waits for her human father to return from the hospital has taken fidelity to another level. It all started when Katie Snyder took her dog, named Leia, to live with her father for a while in April. It was only supposed to be temporary, as the idea was for Leia to spend some time on vacation at her human grandparents' house. Katie Snyder sent her dog Leia for a vacation at her parents' home back in April. She was thinking it would be temporary, but what happened was quite something she never expected. The pup loves Katie's parents, but she's not at all that showy. When Katie Snyder sent her dog Leia to live with her dad in April, it was only supposed to be temporary. Leia loves having Snyder's parents all to herself and not being bugged by her two dog siblings. But you wouldn't necessarily know it from her behavior. Leia is not your typical cuddly dog, Katie told the Dodo. She's very independent and laid back. She added that the dog has her own way of showing affection. Whether it be by laying near you during a movie night or sitting outside of the bathroom door waiting for you to finish. It was clear to see that Leia was enjoying her stay at Katie's parents' home. But as to what extent she loves her parents, especially her dad, she only realized that when something happened to put their relationship to test. One time, Katie's parents went out to celebrate their 40th wedding anniversary. But her dad suddenly felt ill due to secondary complications from cancer. He stayed for the night at the hospital, and because of COVID-19, her mom can't accompany him, so she went home alone. Seeing that her dad did not come home with her mom, Leia was so worried she stayed by the front door, waiting for Dad to come home. Katie's mom took a photo of Leia, clearly distressed, with head bowed down and sent it to her. Snyder's mom snapped a photo of the heartbroken dog and texted it to her daughter. When she sent me that picture, I immediately burst into tears. It absolutely killed me, Snyder said. I was able to see how much Leia truly loved my dad and that she was missing him. When Snyder's dad returned home the next day, he and Leia were thrilled to be back together. After seeing how much her dad's absence affected her dog, Snyder's making Leia's living arrangement permanent. Realizing how deep her dad and Leia's bond has grown, Katie decided to have her pup stay with him permanently. When it comes to loyalty, she's the true definition of a dog, Katie said. He's her human now. My mom's gotten used to another woman kissing her on the cheek, she added. When Katie's father returned home to Leia, there was no room for happiness. They were together again, as he wanted so much. Dr. Clive Wynne offers a fascinating scientific insight into the link between humans and canines in Dog is Love. The animal behavior specialist examines groundbreaking studies explaining why dogs are so loyal and how our relationships with them have developed to what it is today. The book also discusses how dogs' evolution from wolves to mankind's ideal hunting companions has enabled the depth of affection between us. Recent studies have proved that over thousands of years, dogs have developed small facial muscles so they can make their eyes appear larger and their eyebrows expressive to prompt a nurturing response in us. Stories like this show us how resilient dogs can be. They can also be the most selfless and loving friend we know. They wouldn't mind running through fire or die for humans just to keep them safe, no matter how badly they're hurt. They still manage to lift up our spirits during our toughest times. We don't know what we did to deserve this kind of love from dogs, and if you ever had a dog at least once in your lifetime, cherish that. Make the most out of it. It may not be the same as what you get from humans, but you know it's one of the best kinds of love you'll ever receive. He said, I wanted to shed light on what the early human-dog relationship might have looked like. He also explains what really goes on when a young pup grows up in a human family. The book is a must for any of the UK's 8.5 million dog owners looking for an insight into their pet. Leia's story shows us once again how great is the love of four-legged friends towards their owners. These sweet pictures were released by a girl named Katie Snyder. The young woman said that her dog has always had a special way to show affection. Hence the term puppy dog eyes. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.